Hello and welcome back to another episode of our Speakeasy podcast. As always, that is
Ken, what's up, guys?
and I am John. How's it going today?
Going, bro.
Is going?
Going. We're going a different route. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, this is we got a little something special today.
We got some maple bacon walnut old fashions.
Yes, sir. So our buddy Jeff, who's a fan of this show, him and his wife, thank you so much, hooked us up with a bacon infused bourbon.
Yeah, we had mentioned it and on the show.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm so happy that they did this because I am stoked to try.
Yeah, and they used the good old fighting cock bourbon, which we've done in the past.
Yeah.
And when I picked it up, they told me that the best way they drink it is to make an old fashioned out of it.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit maple syrup, a little bit of bitters. We went with. Do you want to tell them what we went with for the bitters?
So yes, I did the. Basically, it's not your traditional old fashioned, because typically with your traditional old fashioned, you use like an Angostura bitters. For this one, I use the black walnut ones. Bitters, the black walnut ones. That sounds funny, but it's like I guess when you say bitters, it's like it's plural. So,
Yeah, right.
So I did the black walnut bitters. I added just a little bit of maple syrup to get that in place of your traditional sugar cube or simple syrup if you use that. And I still added a splash of water.
Okay.
And I did that just to, I felt like maybe in the beginning I was like, did I put too much maple syrup? I can only add a little water. So I added a splash of water to it as well. And then we had, John and I have about 2.5 ounces worth of the bacon bourbon. And stirred it up, and like Bob Marley, and this is what we got right here.
Real? Is that a song?
Stir it up.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe the song was "This is what we got right here."
No.
Gotcha.
Anywho. But yeah, so I called it after making it because I wanted to name it.
Oh.
And I decided to name it
Yeah.
Breakfast of Champions.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Let's try this.
Let's try
breakfast.
this.
Yes.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Jeff and Karen.
Thanks,
Nichols.
guys. I appreciate it. All right.
It's nice with the walnut. You
Yes.
can definitely taste the
I
walnut.
wanted to get a little of that nutty, just a little.
I know you like nuts.
Like a little nutty in there. I didn't. You know what it was too? I didn't feel like the Angostura, which is more like spice orange kind of taste. I felt like I don't know if it would do as well with the bacon.
Right.
That's why I was like, let me see how this rolls.
So the bacon is strong. I taste it.
I do taste the bacon. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And
I think I like it.
you get the maple.
I got the maple.
Okay.
The maple and the walnut and the bacon, like they really each stand out on its own.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. It's like it hits your mouth and your tongue in layers.
Yeah.
I think it was a good move with the walnut
Yeah.
bitters. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is solid. I like this. I could go out to a restaurant and say, hey, I want a breakfast of champions, please.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
should know what it is now because everyone watches this, including every bartender.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Call us for the exact measurements, and we'll let you know.
But yeah, guys, you brought us out of our element. We're doing old fashions instead today, instead of our neat bourbon. So
Yeah. Hey, I mean, we're circling back to the fighting cock. We're not here to talk about the fighting cock bourbon. We've done that already. We're here to talk about how it is bacon infused and how we can actually use it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man, you're gonna have.
We did take a sip of it neat
Yes, we did.
right before we started.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't wait any longer.
Yeah. You know.
We've been. This. He gave this to me a couple of weeks ago. It's been a while since we've actually seen each other and been
Yeah.
here, and I've been holding on to it, and I stare at it, and I'm like, I want to try it, but I
Yeah.
don't want to try it without you.
I know. Well, thanks
and-
for waiting.
Yeah.
The only thing I would think would be pretty cool with this would be maybe like a turbinado sugar and bacon bit crust on the rim or something like that, you know? I think that'd be, you know, and
I don't know what turbinado sugar is.
just like a sugar rim with, you know, or maybe even like
With bacon bits, huh?
with like,
Like crushed bacon.
or I've had bacon old fashions smoked ones. So this would be good smoked as
Ooh,
well.
This would probably be really
Yeah.
good smoked.
And I've had it at restaurants where they actually have like a candied bacon and they stick it in the glass.
Oh, yeah.
And that's pretty good too. But we don't have all that fancy stuff with this, but we are still going to enjoy it this way because it's still good like this.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, no, thanks again.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, appreciate it.
We're gonna sip on this while we chit chat today.
Yes, we are, and then we're gonna have a couple of beers later.
Yeah.
In the news, what is up recently? What is going on?
Well, a couple weeks ago, we lost a very popular person. I don't know. A lot of people don't want to say rest in peace. Some people want to say go to hell.
Yeah.
Burn in hell.
Yeah.
We lost the Juice Man,
Yes, O.J. Simpson.
the OJ. He's. I didn't know he had cancer. I guess he kept it a secret.
No, he didn't because he had that Twitter. He was tweeting and stuff and
Was
saying,
he?
"Yeah, he was."
I didn't remember hearing that he was sick at all.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, I'm doing great. I'm all right." You know.
I was shocked at
Yeah.
that.
But then I don't know if it was a buddy or a public. I saw somewhere there. He was like, he kind of like wanted it. He said he wanted to die and this and that.
Well, I
So,
guess after a while,
the guilt.
I don't think there was any guilt there.
Like it's crazy though because if you don't know the backstory about O.J. Simpson, we
You've been living
were
in a hole.
were you in high school when it was, or were you out of high
Yeah,
school?
I was in high school.
Yeah, I was in high school as well, and it was so famous. But it went on. The whole thing was, and why everyone became so into it is because it was the trial was at least a year or something.
So long.
It was a very long for a trial. It was very long.
But O.J. Simpson at that time was very popular. He was in every movie. He was a
Well,
sports hero.
Naked Gun or like
Yeah, he was in a few movies. He was funny. He was Norbert, man.
Yes,
Everybody loved Norbert.
in Naked Gun, he seemed like such a wholesome, nice, but the thing which made it interesting, one, it was a long trial. Two, it was someone famous, double murder. And the other thing is basically before the trial even happened, he was looked at as guilty because he was in his white Ford Bronco saying, I don't want to live before all this happened. So he was in a way saying, I'm guilty, I'm running away. And that was the even more shocking part. Like everyone at that point was like, oh, he's done.
Yeah.
He's done.
Yeah.
He's done.
I mean, it's probably the greatest judicial blunder in history.
Yeah.
It can't get more obvious that, I'll say it, that the man did it.
Yeah.
He was guilty. He did it.
Which in an interview, he admitted it. He's like,
No.
yeah, there was an interview, and it was supposed to be about, I don't know if it was about the book or something or whatever. I forget what it was. And he was talking, and he was supposed to talking. Oh, it was like as if I did it, And he was
right. He didn't admit to it, but he was kind of around.
well.
He was
So the thing
beating
was,
around the bush.
he said certain words that basically said, "I did do it," like when I was there, or something. I forget exactly what it was. What he said that means it was pretty much admission of guilt, and he said, all I know is I remember, because maybe that was it. He said I remember realizing that I went blank, and then I had blood all over me. It was something along those lines.
and that's in a book.
That was when he was talking
was
to
just
someone.
talking.
Yeah, yeah. So it was pretty crazy when he saw that, and
I mean, go over everything that happened, right? I mean, he's the limo driver's there waiting for him. He sees him run across the front
Yeah.
yard. The guy living in the house behind him,
Yeah.
whatever his name is, that made him famous, Cato Kalin. Is that what it was?
yeah, Cato Kalin, yeah.
Heard the bump in the back behind him, hopping the
Yeah.
fence, saw
Yeah.
the bloody glove was behind the house, bloody socks in his room, blood in the Bronco. What else do you have to do?
Yes.
What else do you have to do? Like drag the body to the police station?
And then they said if the glove don't
Don't
fit,
fit,
well,
you
not
must
for
acquit.
nothing, but that
Well,
glove,
it fit just fine.
it was saturated and shrunken. It's like take anything that has blood or some kind of blood, like what's it like, kind of congeals, and it. What do you expect it? It's not
I
going to fit the way it's supposed to fit.
Think the reason he lost was just obviously because the way the prosecution and the police handled the
Yeah.
case. They mishandled everything.
Yes.
So it's on them.
But is that? Here's the thing, too. Another way to look at things, too, out of curiosity, and see what your thought is on this. Think about all the people who were involved in this case, lawyer-wise, between OJ, you've got Kardashian. Where's he now?
Next to OJ.
You've got Cochran. Where's he now?
Next to OJ.
Yeah. Shapiro, I think, is still alive. But yeah, you know what I mean? But, and then you got OJ. Do you think Karma played a role in this or what?
I don't know if karma played a role.
Is that a bad way to put it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, listen, his lawyers. I mean, they're lawyers. That's what they're hired to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, you might know somebody's guilty all along, but you're
sorry,
getting paid.
but there's
for it.
is there no conscience at all? Like, think about these people and their families. Think about the way that they were killed. She was basically decapitated.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
And he left them there for their kids to discover, which they didn't. But he did no regard at all.
And a random waiter just doing a good deed, bringing back the sunglasses back to her house.
Yeah,
Bad timing on that poor guy.
yeah. But apparently they will get money though. The
Goldmans.
Yeah, the Goldman. Yeah, they will. There was a big dispute about all that because he owed because of all the stuff that happened and everything.
Yeah.
The
I think
lawsuit.
he went broke when they did the lawsuit with him. He owed them a lot of money, and I don't think they ever. Yeah, I don't think they ever.
Well, I think as far as whatever inheritance was left, I think
Estates.
they have to get a chunk of it because of which is it's sad for the children, but at this point those kids are grown up anyways, right? So
yeah,
because that was so long ago, and it's sad. It's sad. But
it
what?
is sad. All the TV shows and stuff.
Yeah.
All the OJ documentaries and the documentaries about Marsha Clark. And,
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they screwed up too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was to the point where it was so obvious
Yeah.
that they just screwed it up because they didn't think there was any chance,
Mm-hmm.
that this guy could walk away, and he did.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I know. Look at it from the prosecutor or whatever side that wasn't part of the defense. That was it Marsha Clark?
Marsha Clark.
Yeah, you lost a case where it was given to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was handed to you on a silver platter. Guilty man, right here, and the facts are here. Everything's here.
Yeah, Karma. Speaking of Karma, though, he did go a little crazy, right? And then he wound up stealing those sports memorabilia, and he did do jail time.
He did do jail time. Yes. Yeah. What was he doing there? Anyway, was he stalking them? What was he going on? What was he like?
I think somebody had something of his, or somebody that maybe he sold, or somebody auctioned off, and he wanted it back. And but he wound up going in there with like guns and a couple other guys, and he wound up getting caught. And I don't remember how much time he did.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that long.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Speaking of stalkers, did you see that show recently?
I did.
On Netflix?
I did.
Baby Reindeer?
Baby Reindeer.
Yeah.
Let's get into this now.
All right.
We're going to try not to spoil the whole show, but if you didn't see it, you gave us the view. You can go away now. Come back for the beer. Come back for the beer. Or just like fast forward for the beer.
Or watch the show and then watch this episode here. We'll try our best not to spoil too much.
But it was just so damn nuts to not. You can't really walk around anything with this show.
Yeah, I know.
It is what it is, and it's.
Well, explain the premise of it, I guess, of what it's about. And
basically, it's about a man who down on his luck. I don't know if he's down on his luck, comedian, but he was bartending in a bar.
Low self-esteem,
not making it the way he thought he was going to make it. And this lady walks into the bar, and I don't want to say he fell for her. He liked her.
No,
she was a good. She made him feel good about himself. How about that?
Yes. So the reason he did go up to her initially when she came into the bar is because she was sitting there, head down. She was upset. She was crying, and he felt bad.
He felt bad. She said, "I can't afford a tea."
Yeah. Yes. And then there was a lot going on, and where she lied a lot and said, "Oh, but I'm a lawyer," and this and that. And he's thinking in his head, he's like, well, "If you can't afford a tea, but you're a lawyer. And she would come in to the bar every day in the beginning,
day,
and just so you know, she was, just to give you a description of her, she was a little disheveled, heavy set, and the way she presented herself was at times pathetic, I guess, as far as the way she acted and the way she did certain things. But she flattered him.
She flattered him, yeah.
Yeah.
She made him feel good about himself. And I thought it was funny. Every time she sent him a message, she wrote on the bottom, "Sent by my iPhone."
Yes.
She didn't have an iPhone.
She didn't have. Well, he pointed that out.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it would be misspelled sometimes. She'd
Yeah.
probably sent by phone or sent by
Yeah,
iPhone.
yes.
Sent by my iPhone.
Yes. So it was basically somewhat innocent to begin with, but then it kind of took a turn for she's getting a little crazy now.
Right. But do you think he had a part in that? Because he would feel bad for her.
Do you
go out for dinner?
So what you're saying is he was leading her on.
He was leading her. He fed into that. So even though he kept saying, "We're just friends. We're just friends. We're just friends."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sorry, men and women, not like that.
He needed, at any point, and this is what pissed me off. At any point early on, he could have just nipped it at the bud. I feel like
He should have, whether
Yeah.
he could have or not. She was crazy beyond crazy.
Like, why
It don't
didn't he,
matter.
when eventually she got his phone number, why didn't he block her number?
Block the number, get a new phone?
Yeah.
But it took what, a long time for her to get his number.
Yes.
That was the one thing she never had.
Yes.
And that's what put him over the edge.
She was
when he
she
finally got
she
his
was
number.
able to get his email in the beginning because he was a
Yeah,
kind
like a
of
website.
he had a website because he was like not a big comedian, but someone that
Trying.
like a aspiring comedian, I guess you would say. And
then, so the first few episodes were basically her stalking him. He met somebody else that he's trying to date, and it interfered.
yeah,
And then episode 4 comes around and gives a little bit of a backstory about him and what happened to him and why he was where he was at. And that's where, to me, the whole show took a turn.
wait a second. Wasn't episode 4 after
The
he met her?
flashback. Yeah. Well, he met her right in season 1. Episode 4 was the flashback about... I don't even think she was really even in episode 4 too much, except for at the end.
No, but episode 4, didn't he go away after he met her? Or no, that was supposed to be a flashback the whole time.
That was a flashback.
Oh, so all that stuff that happened to him was before he even met her?
Yeah, that was a flashback.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it was a flashback. Basically showing why he was up to that point of where he was.
Oh, I just learned something. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But it almost seemed at some points of the show that he liked the drama.
Yeah. Yeah.
He liked the chaos. I as much as you felt bad for the guy, sometimes some episodes you're like, you're an idiot. I don't feel bad for you.
Yeah. And that was actually a true story.
Was it a true story or was it based off a true story?
It was based off of him, the lead actor.
Yeah.
His memoirs of things that happened to him in his past.
Yes. And he's an all-star at looking disheveled.
Yeah.
At one point, you're like, oh, my God, he looks like shit.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't the most attractive man.
But the thing is, if you look at him like IMDb, he looks like,
Normal.
Yeah, normal, good-looking guy, But like on the show, you're like, wow, this guy looks like, kind of, I don't know, And like I said, they did a great job with her. This is 2 things I can say about the show. If you haven't watched it yet, and it's not any kind of spoiler, I think that between him and her, they need to win some kind of like, what is the one for shows? Emmy or something like that?
Yeah, right.
Because they did a fantastic.
They did. I'm sure
especially
they will.
her.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Like if you saw her sitting at a bus stop right now and you're walking down, are you going to be like,
yeah,
like
across the street?
Exactly.
I'd
That
cross
she
the
did
street.
such a good job at being that character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit of a spoiler alert.
All right.
So earmuffs if you don't want to hear it. The whole turnaround for me was when I think it was episode 5. There's only 7 episodes total. After the whole flashback thing and him getting raped or whatever, he can't get it on with his new girlfriend, his boyfriend slash girlfriend.
She was a trans.
She was trans.
Yeah.
And he wasn't sexually active in his mind anymore. His self-esteem was low.
Yeah.
He felt shitty about himself. He couldn't whether get it up or he just didn't want to do it. He couldn't do it. He wasn't into the mood. And it was a strain on their relationship. And then the one day where he's got the picture of the stalker in like her brown underwear and he's like, all of a sudden I'm just feeling attracted to her. And he's like, he's taking care of himself. And then he shows up at her door.
Yeah.
And he just bangs. Did you get far? You're looking at me like.
Yeah, but that wasn't real.
Yeah, it was.
When he no.
Yeah, he went and he banged her.
No, he
and then he
didn't.
was sexually active again.
No, he didn't.
That's where the whole stalking.
No.
Yes.
No.
What do you mean no?
That scene you saw with him and the stalker,
Yeah.
that was in his head.
Are you sure?
Didn't you see that when he was finishing, he was with the trans woman?
No, it just jumped to the next scene where he was finally with the trans
No.
woman. Oh, I think you're wrong.
No, I think he was picturing that the whole time, and that's why he was able to do it with the trans. That never happened.
I beg to differ.
No, that never happened. He just had
That was a fantasy in his head?
he was pretending he was with her, but then he was doing it with the trans one.
Yeah?
Yes, he never.
No.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
No, maybe I took that wrong. Let's look it up.
Yeah, because the whole time while it was happening, I kept saying, "This is not real. This is not real. This is a dream. This is not real." And it turned, and then it flashes into the actual scene of what really was happening,
Right.
and that was him with the trans woman.
Well, that's news to me.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm not watching it again.
yeah. Anywho, the person that plays the trans woman is really a trans woman. Do you know that?
I did look it up.
I was like, because that looks like a pretty decent,
Yeah.
That's John saying,
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. But yeah, that's that would be pretty weird. But yeah, and so at one part of the show though, I was going to John. I said, John, did you tear up? And about when he was telling his parents about everything. You there, John?
Yeah, I think you're right. Damn, I thought that really happened.
All right. Sorry. I didn't know you were looking at that. I thought you were actually listening to me right now.
I am listening to you. Yeah. You said you were crying.
I was. Well, yeah, I teared up that one scene a little bit. Did you? I was asking.
What?
Tear up.
No. No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a man being raped by another man. That I don't.
No, it was because
Well,
the whole thing with the father,
with the conversation with the parents. Yeah.
Yes, it was an emotional scene and everything, and I was like, kind of just the way they. That's what I said. I think that guy deserves like a Emmy or something, man.
Yeah.
He did a great job. And but yes, as John was looking on his phone for I was right.
It said that he was, to keep it up, he was.
He was
Yeah.
fantasizing
Well,
about her.
All right, I thought that really happened.
No, God, if that happened, forget it. She would have been. Even...
That's why I thought he was nuts too. I'm like, I can't believe he went back.
No. So
That would have been pretty cool, though.
So here's the thing, though. Another thing about the ending, though. Do you think? And this is not really giving too much away. When he's at the bar, he gets upset, and the bartender and he orders a Coke with double vodka.
Right.
Did he become her?
Well, yeah. Well, you mean with the bartender?
Because he realized he didn't have his money, just like she didn't realize she had money. And it was almost like an epiphany. It
was almost like a full circle thing because he wound up becoming obsessed over her.
Mm-hmm.
All her all her voicemails and audio recordings. He kept them. He separated them into emotions, and he did all that. He wound up becoming more obsessed over her, I believe, than she was over him.
Yes, I think the long story short, I think when I analyze everything, I feel that he was a mentally effed person
100%.
that went through way too much stuff in his life. And he was just almost destined for failure a lot of times. And he at that one point he even said, he's like, I the woman that he really liked, he's like, I had to. He didn't want it to work out because he loved hating himself, and him being in that situation and doing good for himself means that he can actually love himself again. Yeah. So it's a mentally all over that show as far as how he is and everything, and but definitely worth the watch, people. Enough that we were talking about
worth
it.
the watch.
That we're talking about
like you said, that show's going to win some awards, 100%.
Yeah. And it's
the biggest thing on Netflix right now.
What was it, like 7 or something episodes?
7 episodes? Yeah. They're only about 45 minutes each.
Yeah.
So it was a quick watch. I binged it in one day.
I did it in 2. Yeah.
All right. Well, 2 weekends ago, I made my way back to Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Pennsylvania. And this time I went to the the sweetest place on earth, I should say.
Okay.
Hershey. That's where we stayed. We went to Hershey Park.
And this was with Chris.
This is with Chris and his family.
Yeah.
And we stopped into Troegs for a quick tasting, which I put a short of my tasting on our YouTube channel if you want to check out my tasting of Troegenator.
Cool.
It was pretty cool.
Nice.
The bartender was behind me.
I
got
saw
involved
it.
a little bit.
I saw that lady trying to jump in the bag.
I didn't know when I was doing it that she did that.
Yeah.
So that was funny to watch it.
Yeah.
It looked like I purposely avoided her, but I didn't. I would have got her in with me if I saw her doing it. So they had the place was pretty packed, I should say.
Yeah.
We did dinner and then we stopped here after just to buy some stuff to bring home. We did a couple tastings, not at the bar, in the gift shop. And I wound up buying a variety pack of a couple little cans.
Yeah.
And this one was in there. This is their Pilsner called Sunshine Pilsner.
You still have that little back room with the like cheeses and stuff in the fridge and everything?
I don't know.
It's like the merch room, yeah.
Well, the merch room is where I was in. I didn't see food in there.
Oh yeah, I think these have fridges.
A lot of
with,
glasses.
Like, some,
a lot of beer, man. They put out a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's where I bought the. They had different variety packs too, so I wound up buying this one.
Troegs is a big name, man. Troegs is a big name.
Troegs is huge.
Yeah.
And a gigantic place.
Yeah.
Gigantic place. Multiple rooms
huge.
in there.
I know.
So this is it's 4.5% is a year-round. This is their go-to Pilsner, Sunshine Pilsner. It's always available. And let's give it a shot.
Cheers. All right. Smells like a Pils.
That's good.
Yeah.
Light. Hangs out a little bit.
Yeah. Bitter. A little bit more bitter than I would like in a Pilsner, but yeah, not bad.
That's clean.
Yeah.
All right. So I was never the biggest Troegs fan. They're like hit or miss with me. Some of their stuff I really like, and then some of their stuff I'm just not. I'm not big into like the Mad Elf.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Right? That's
Yeah,
popular when it comes around like Christmas time.
Yeah, Christmas time, yeah.
There's something about that one. I'm not a big fan.
I feel like I have one in the fridge that's been there for like 20 years.
We did perpetual IPA. We did that on the show
a while back.
a year or two ago.
Yeah.
That one I do like.
Yeah.
And then Troegenator was like a Bach. I did it there. And it was actually very good. And he recommended, which we'll try next after this, Little Nator. There's Troegenator and then Little Nator. So this is like the little.
We'll have
the
a little
mini me.
We'll have a
of
little
the
Nator.
Troegenator, yeah.
Troegenator.
How's your Little Nator? Good. Everything's good.
Still little.
All right.
Yeah.
So have you ever had an experience with a stalker?
With a stalker? No. I've had it where maybe certain relationships in my past where maybe some people just tried a little too hard, maybe, and just were a little bit much with calls or texts or things like that.
Yeah.
But that's not really stalking. That's more like, all right, I know you were, stalking. I feel like
following you.
I mean, I guess if you can have someone like in there, you are acquaintance with, or you might have exchanged some words with, but then they just kind of like take it the wrong way, and they think that you're into them, and then
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't think I've never had a stalker, but I did have like what you're saying. I dated a girl once, very very briefly, and she was whacked out of her mind. I don't know what. It was like a rebound
Hey, what was her name?
girl.
I'm joking.
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Your brother would probably remember.
Yeah.
And she was so weird, man. She lived in the apartments. We worked at Jim Dandy's.
Yeah.
And she lived in the apartments across the street. And she liked smoking weed, and she had like the whole tongue ring and the eyebrow ring and all that shit. And I'm not into any of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And it like popped in my head one day. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And she called me up from like Jersey City, and I didn't talk to her for like 2 days. She just disappeared off the face of the earth. Yeah. She's like, oh, I just did a bunch of drugs and we hung out, so now I'm calling you. And I was like, yeah, it's the last conversation I have with you. And
that's weird.
But then like the phone calls, it wouldn't stop. I'd stop answering, it wouldn't stop.
Now that you say that, I had it where it was kind of like that where, and I'm talking like 20 years ago when I was in a relationship. It wasn't even a relationship. It was just kind of dating someone, And then she had a little bit too much drama, and I kind of just cut it off. And I said, I can't with this. This is not what I'm looking for right now, everything. And I'm like, you need to sort out your things first and whatever.
Absolutely.
But then I would get, like you said, like the late night texts. I would get the calls. I would get all that stuff,
After call after call. I get the picture.
Yes. And I'm very good at avoiding. So that's the best way to do it. The worst thing you can ever do is respond.
Right.
That's the worst you can ever do. Just leave it be. And if it gets too annoying, you just block them, and that's it. And but it was weird because it was just like then it would stop, and then it was like maybe a year later I'd get like a random text or or I just want to see how you're doing. It's been a long time, and
Picture of my titty doesn't remind you.
No, nothing like that. But anywho, yes. Have you ever stalked anyone before?
No. No, I haven't. That's weird.
John's shaking his head up and down for those people who are listening to us instead of watching us.
No stalking on my end.
Yeah.
I get the hint after 130 missed phone calls.
I think here's the closest I would say for stalking for me, and I wouldn't call that stalking necessarily. There's even a Seinfeld episode about this, and I wouldn't say I stalked, but I would say I've found out information maybe where someone may have worked or something, and just so happened to walk. If I was interested and I wanted to meet them or this or that or talk to them, I would just so happen to walk by wherever. Yeah, I know that's not stalking though. So there's a Seinfeld episode. They're like, oh, we know where she works. Let's and they go to the building that someone was working at. Oh, hey, what's up? How you doing? Right. Trying to make it like it's a random occurrence, but that's more like, hey, I think you're pretty. I want to meet you, and I want to talk to you, and whatever. So I think stalking is more like going by their house or doing things more. Like you're doing it like all the time, like constantly. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah.
Funny to run into you here.
Yes. Oh,
I've only know your life, and I know you come here every day.
Yes, I come to this nail salon too.
I shit at 12:30 every day as well.
But yeah, that's the limit of it, though. As far as
how about going to a bar or a club because somebody you like or you think is cute works there, and you go there more often because you want to talk to them.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Sure.
That's not really stalking.
No.
Right? That's, what would you call that? I don't know. It's not stalking. I mean, maybe a little bit, but not really. Not in a bad way.
Well, I had a situation like that where, back in my single days, where I was into the bartender that was there and whatever, and I, ended up going on some dates with her. So, it kind of worked out where I was like, obviously I was, I even told her, I was like, I think you're pretty, and this and that. But I was pretty forward, but a lot of bartenders that won't work with.
I don't even drink.
Yeah, no. It's like Ben Stiller from Along Came Polly.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, he doesn't eat like Mexican food. And she's like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I want to go to a Mexican restaurant.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll do it.
And he blows up her bathroom.
Yeah. But yeah, that's but I think that's part of that's more like, hey, I find someone attractive, I'm gonna, there's an easy way for me to talk to them, and get to know them, and for them to get to know me. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, yeah. I don't think it's that's not a bad thing though. Not a bad thing. But yes, I told John after the one episode, I said we're just calling it episode 4 because that's what it was.
The fucked up episode.
The fucked up episode of that show, Baby Reindeer. I texted John. I was like, John, I watched episode 4. I said, I think I lost sleep that night, and I felt like less of a man.
Yeah. And I said, did it make you horny?
Yeah.
I mean, how would you feel if you woke up with some dude just fingering your bunghole?
Yeah.
Right? Do you go and tell anybody, or is that something you just keep to yourself?
Well, I mean, because I'm straight, I probably would have beat the shit out of the guy if I woke up like that,
He was so drugged out.
I
though,
know.
he
I couldn't.
do anything.
He couldn't, yeah.
I mean, he even said at one point, he's like, I woke up to my, his spit all over my, like. And then you actually see him. He's so on drugs, and he's just laying there, and the guy's behind him.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't imagine.
And now at that one part of the ending, though, when he goes back to that apartment,
I thought he was gonna go there to like
kill him or something.
or beat the shit out of him, do something, because that's really the guy that fucked him up.
Yeah.
That guy promised him a career. He promised him all this stuff, and all he did was take advantage of him.
And he even said, "I'll give you." It almost sounded like, "All right, the drugs aren't a good idea with you. I'm going to pay you for sex now. You'll get paid."
You'll get jobs.
For the longest time, I actually thought that guy had nothing to do with it. I thought he was a front. He was just making believe that he worked for that show.
Yeah. No, I think he was like a real popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he went back to him at the end. Hand out. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
Man, I would never be able to go back.
Yeah.
It's just a disturbing show.
But then
It's
he got
odd.
all disheveled afterwards. So he was like,
fucked up.
yeah, he started like crying on the street and whatever. So it was almost like it was quite the experience, like almost like he was afraid.
Yeah.
And that to be in there, and then he got out of it. So do you think he actually really would have taken that job, or he was just saying that so he can leave?
I think he would have taken that job.
Yeah.
He seems like a person that's he needs his life to be shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of person where you need the chaos,
Mm-hmm.
you need the negativity, you need the low self-esteem,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
Yeah, I got you.
So this is Little Nator.
Did we even talk what we thought about the? Yeah, I mean, I said it was like a little bit. Yeah.
What's that?
What was your overall?
The Pilsner?
1 to 5 on the last one. What would you have given it?
On the Pilsner?
Yeah.
3. 2.5, 3.
That would be your untapped rating?
Oh, on my untapped rating.
Yeah.
Oh. 3.75.
I agree.
3.75.
All right.
So this is Little Ken. Little Nator, sorry.
A little later.
This is a springtime lager, and it is spring. It is. One day it's freezing, the next day it's beautiful.
Yeah, but we're going to
out.
get a nice warm week this week.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like 83 degrees on Monday. I'm not ready for that.
Yes, we're recording before, but this is going to be released after Monday. But
So this is 5.5%. This is a malty. It says malty. They call it a lager on here.
yeah.
The back says a caramel pilsner. So let's see how this, because it's kind of dark for a lager.
Yeah.
Let's see how this is.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It smells malty. Ooh, a little sweet.
Yeah. I think I like the pilsner a tad bit better. But this has flavor.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Be another 3.75 for me.
Yeah. Very nice color. Troegs has never put out a
Banger.
I hate to say that, yeah. They've never put out one that I'm like, oh my god, this is fantastic, you know?
Right.
The Elf one is good. It's a nice, unique take on what they're doing with
Very
it.
unique. Yeah. I'm not a fan.
So that's why I can give it to them for
My
that.
wife had one of the best beers she's ever had. It was like a peach sour beer.
Yeah.
That she's like, she can't find it. They didn't have it there that day. And she's like, if I ever saw that again, oh, I love that beer. I bought an IPA as well. It's in the fridge over there.
Yeah.
Listen, it's Troegs. So it's, you know what you're getting with them. You know, they're not going to blow your socks off. It's a good beer. It's a good place. It's a good name. And it's in the sweetest place on earth, man. Hershey.
Yes, Hershey Squirts.
Hershey Squirts. So we went to the park that day, and it was hot, dude.
Yeah.
It was only the second weekend that the park was open, and it was hot. There was a lot of people. It was hot, but Hershey Park, man, is just so like it's so clean, and it's fun. You know, they really do make it nice.
The one mistake I went when I went there the last time where we actually did the theme park and stuff was going to get food at lunchtime. I should have waited and ate at like a weird time, like 10 in the morning or like 3, because I spent an hour waiting online for food.
Now, you were there only a couple years ago, right? You brought your son? You did
we
the
were
water
there,
park and all that?
so the last time we were there, we didn't do, we went to Hershey, but we just did Hershey World. And that was a couple years ago. The year before that, we did
the
park. Yes, not the water park, just the park.
You didn't do the water park?
No, because at the time he was still young. It would have been too much of a day.
Okay.
For him to do all of that. So we stuck to like the kid rides and things like that. So
their water park is very nice.
Yeah.
It's very big. They got a big wave pool, lazy river, and it's got a bunch of water slides.
Yeah,
I like that the water park is inside the park. It's not like Great Adventure where it's two different things.
Yeah.
You got to go to the water park, then it closes at like 4 or 5 o'clock. Then you got to get changed, then drive over to the next lot.
What do you just walk in with your bathing suit on already?
Yeah, I walk in with so when I do it, I walk in with my bathing suit on. We do the water park all during the day 'cause it's hot.
Then you dry off while you're walking around?
No, I dry off. We get changed. And we bring our wet clothes back to the car because they stamp your hand, and you go right back in, and then we'll do the water rides. Or you can rent a locker and put your stuff in a locker.
Cool.
Always water park first, and we love it. The kids love it.
Yeah, maybe next
it's
time.
that huge wave pool.
I want to try to convince my wife to go back this year. We'll see.
Yeah.
Because I'm flying out to Florida.
Oh, yeah?
In June.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm going to see my bro.
Nice.
Yeah. Right after Ben gets out of school. Last day of school is a Tuesday. We're leaving the Wednesday.
Very cool.
And,
You're staying by him? Or
we're going to stay by him.
Nice.
And just basically all we did was book the flight, and I booked my dog's boarding. And
good.
Ready to roll with that, man. So,
perfect. How long are you staying for?
Wednesday till Sunday.
Okay. Perfect timing.
Yeah, just hang out at the house, whatever he wants to do. At least as of right now, we don't have anything planned. There's no theme park planned or anything like that.
I mean, there's nothing down there anyway, unless you want to stop in Orlando on the way home. But there's nothing down south down there, really.
Yeah.
Just beach, man. Just
I did tell my wife after the fact, I was like, we should have planned a little better, and maybe we worked it out. Now it's too late, but where we went to visit my brother and then went down to Key West or something afterwards or something.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of time.
Whatever. Hey, you got. He's close to Jupiter. You got the beach.
He's in Jupiter, yeah.
Directly in Jupiter.
Yeah.
You got the beach there. You got. He's got a nice pool.
Yeah.
You just hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. Just chilling. Get to meet
catching up.
my niece for the first time. That's exciting in person. That is obviously with FaceTime, but
sure.
So I'm pretty stoked.
Good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
For you.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. I got to get down there.
Yeah.
Maybe I should try to do something like that.
Yeah. But it's still like, it's tough because to do like it's not like that people are like, oh yeah, who cares, just get a plane or whatever. But between the planes, between the three of us getting a plane, it's peak season, so prices are
yes sir
for flights. So you're paying for at least $1,000 for flights, and then Then I got to board the dogs. That's another whatever, 100 a night or something. So it does add up for just a few days, but so that's why it's like not something I could. I wish I could say I can do it every year, but I can't really do that every year.
No. Yeah, we were going to go to Florida in August. There's a cruise down there I wanted to go that left out of Orlando.
Yeah.
The plane tickets to get there were just as much as the cruise fare, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I was ready to set and drive. I was going to drive down, and then I was like, nah. I found another one that's actually leaves out of Brooklyn, New York, and we're going to do that instead.
You're going to find this funny because you always say, I want to go back to Kentucky, but I was like, my wife goes to me, I didn't realize how close Kentucky is. Like, you can, like, drive there, to, like, or whatever. She's like, it's like, I don't know.
It's like a 12-hour drive.
Not even.
11 hours?
10, I think it was, like 10 hours. She's like, it's like a 10-hour drive.
That's not bad.
I know. And I'm like, it's true.
It's true, but that plane ticket was like $250.
I know.
Flying, that's okay.
I know. But it's like, if you can get, like, say if we left, like, right now or something, we get there, we'll
be there by tomorrow morning.
We'd be drinking bourbon at a distillery tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning. Yeah, that's like crazy.
It's not out of the question.
A lot of driving. You want to get in the car? You got the minivan?
Let's go. I got the minivan.
Let's go. Let's do it. Maybe one day, because it's cool, man. Just to do the drive and just whatever.
I want to go back.
Split the drive. 5. One of us does 5 hours. I'll do the first 5. You do the second 5.
Yeah, you do every few hours, whatever. I want to go to Nashville, man.
Yeah.
Never been. I want
to go to Nashville too. I have been to Nashville, but I went to Nashville when I was on a road trip, and it was more like a stop.
Yeah, no. I want to go there for a few days.
And wherever I was not a really nice area. We stopped. So remember the Neelys?
Yeah.
So they had a barbecue restaurant there.
Yeah, they were at the food festival.
Yes.
To the MetLife.
Yeah. And I stopped at their barbecue. I'm like, I just want to check out that barbecue joint, and it was in Nashville. So it was literally stopped for food, and then we kept going.
Yeah,
so it wasn't like,
no, I want to go like ride a bull somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, all right, let's wrap it up. Thank you again to Jeff and Karen.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. That was fantastic.
For the bourbon.
Very good.
Thanks for making the cocktail out of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to sip on that as we discuss what we're going to do next.
Still got a lot in there, though. Yeah.
Thank you to Troegs. Shout out to Troegs.
Thanks, Troegs.
Thank you, Troegs, for letting me film in there and put my stickers all over the place.
Yeah.
You'll find that out soon when you go to clean the bathroom. Rest in peace, OJ. Maybe.
No.
Or burn in hell, OJ, whatever you want to say.
Screw OJ.
And that's it. So.
Yeah. Hey, if you haven't watched Baby Reindeer, it's a mind.
Netflix. Watch it. It's a mind deaf. Yeah.
Mind deaf. Mind deaf. We're trying to stop with too much cursing on our show, I guess. Yeah. But yes, it's a mind.
It's a mind flunk.
Yes, it's mind flunk. It's and it keeps you. Everyone I know that's watched it has binged it, so it's one of those like
it's a quick watch, quick easy
watch, like 30-minute episodes. You can binge it really easily. Yeah. So, John, cheers.
Cheers to you, brother.
As always, cheers to you guys.
Peace.
All right.